You've probably noticed that people don't get away with as much around you as they do with others. It's not because you're cold or suspicious, it's because you see patterns most people miss. As a Sigma INFJ, your mind is always reading between the lines, catching the small shifts in tone, body language, and intention that others overlook. You learned that not everyone has good motives, and experience has taught you to trust your instincts when something feels off. People who try to manipulate you often mistake your calmness for naivety, not realizing you've already spotted their game before they've even finished playing it. You might let them think they're in control for a while, but inside, you're already 2 steps ahead. It's not about being cynical, it's about knowing your worth, trusting your perception, and refusing to let anyone else write your story for you. That's why, for you, manipulation never sticks. You read people on a deeper level. You have a way of noticing things other people overlook. A slight hesitation in someone's voice, the quick shift in their eyes when they're not telling the whole truth, or the way their words don't quite match their body language. These details stand out to you instantly. You're not just listening to what's being said, you're paying attention to everything else they're unconsciously revealing. Over time, you've learned to connect these small signals into a bigger picture of who a person really is and what they truly want. This ability makes it almost impossible for someone to hide their motives from you for long. Even if you don't call it out right away, you file it away, quietly building a clear understanding of their intentions. And when someone tries to manipulate you, you've often already spotted the cracks in their story before they realize you're onto them. You trust your intuition. You've learned that your intuition is rarely wrong, and you've stopped ignoring it just to give someone the benefit of the doubt. That quiet pull in your gut, the sudden shift in your energy when something doesn't feel right, you pay attention to it. You know it's your subconscious picking up on subtle details your conscious mind hasn't fully processed yet. Even when someone's words sound convincing, you can sense the gap between what they're saying and what they actually mean. This instinct has saved you from more bad situations than you can count. You don't need all the proof in the world before you act because you trust that inner voice enough to guide your decisions. And when your intuition warns you, you don't just hear it, you listen and you move accordingly. That's why it's so hard for anyone to lead you somewhere you don't want to go. You value your independence. You've built your life in a way that allows you to make your own choices, and you guard that freedom fiercely. You're not interested in letting anyone else dictate your path, tell you what's best for you, or pressure you into decisions that don't align with your values. This independence makes you harder to manipulate because you're not relying on anyone for validation, approval, or a sense of identity. You know what you want, and you're willing to stand alone to protect it. People can offer advice, share opinions, or try to sway you, but at the end of the day, the final call is yours. And when someone realizes they can't control your direction, they often stop trying to control you at all. Your independence isn't just a lifestyle choice, it's a shield that keeps you from being pulled into someone else's agenda. You stay emotionally grounded. You've learned that emotions can be powerful tools, and in the wrong hands, dangerous ones. That's why you work hard to stay steady, no matter what someone tries to throw at you. Flattery doesn't make you drop your guard, guilt doesn't make you bend your boundaries, and fear doesn't make you act against your better judgment. You can appreciate a compliment without letting it cloud your perspective, and you can hear someone's criticism without automatically assuming they're right. This emotional steadiness makes it incredibly difficult for anyone to push you into a reaction they can use against you. You don't get swept up in the highs they create or crushed by the lows they try to impose. Instead, you pause, think, and respond from a place of clarity. And when your emotions are in your control, manipulation loses its grip before it even begins. You play the long game. You don't rush to judge people, but you also don't rush to trust them. You understand that time is the greatest truth teller, and you're willing to wait long enough for someone's real character to surface. Manipulators often count on you reacting quickly so they can steer the situation in their favor, but you rarely give them that chance. You observe, you listen, and you let patterns unfold naturally. Over time, the inconsistencies in their stories, the shifts in their behavior, and the cracks in their mask become impossible to hide. By staying patient, you allow people to reveal exactly who they are without you having to force the truth out of them. And when you finally make your decision about someone, it's not based on assumptions, it's based on a clear record of how they've shown up over time. That patience is your quiet advantage, and it's one of the main reasons manipulation doesn't stick to you. You're comfortable walking away. You don't cling to relationships out of fear of being alone, and that makes you far harder to control. If someone crosses your boundaries, disrespects you, or tries to play games, you're willing to step back, no matter how much history you share or how much you once cared. You understand that staying in a connection that erodes your self-respect costs far more than walking away ever will. This willingness to leave removes one of the manipulator's most powerful tools, the belief that you'll tolerate anything just to keep the relationship. People quickly learn that with you, there's a line they can't cross without consequences. And when they realize you won't compromise your values for the sake of keeping them around, they either adjust their behavior or they disappear. Either way, you win because you've kept the one thing that matters most, your dignity. You see through emotional manipulation. You've learned to spot the subtle ways people try to pull your strings, and emotional manipulation is one of the easiest for you to detect. When someone uses guilt to make you feel responsible for their happiness, pity to paint themselves as the victim, or overblown drama to distract from the real issue, you can see it for what it is. A tactic. Instead of reacting on impulse, you pause and look at the bigger picture, what they're asking for, why they're asking for it, and how their behavior changes when you don't immediately give in. This awareness keeps you from getting trapped in their emotional web. You can care about someone's feelings without letting those feelings override your own boundaries. And once you recognize the pattern, their tricks lose their power because you know that genuine connection never needs to be built on guilt, pity, or chaos. You protect your inner world. You understand that not everyone who shows interest in you has good intentions, which is why you're careful about what you share and with whom. You may seem open in conversation, but you choose your words deliberately, revealing only what feels safe and earned. Your deepest thoughts, fears, and insecurities are kept for the rare few who've proven they can be trusted. This selective sharing isn't about being secretive for the sake of it, it's about protecting your peace. Manipulators rely on knowing your weak spots so they can use them to influence or control you. But when you guard your inner world, they have nothing to work with. You give people enough to connect, but never enough to compromise yourself. And that balance, openness without overexposure, is what keeps you in control of your story, no matter who's listening. At the end of the day, your ability to read people, trust your instincts, and protect your boundaries is what keeps you free from control. You don't give away your trust carelessly, and you don't let anyone write your story for you. That's why manipulation never sticks, because you see it coming long before it reaches you. The question is, how many times have you trusted that inner voice and been glad you did?